تؤكد كثير من الجمعيات الإسلامية على تطبيق الشريعة الإسلامية كقانون لدولي. أرجو من أمير المؤمنين إلقاء الضوء على هذه النقطة الهامة.
All the Muslim always asking how we want the Sharia Islamiyya, the Islamic Sharia. How can this be achieved?
You see, everyone can achieve it. No problem. I don't see a single country in the entire world which prevents Muslims from following Sharia. Even in the un-Islamic world. Here, are there not mosques? Cannot the 5 times prayers? Can't you be honest? Can't you abstain from telling lies? Which law compels you to be cruel to others or usurp other people's rights? Which law prevents you from going to Hajj or farming, giving Zakat and keeping Roza and nusum? Do you remember any law which does that? Which law tells the men to be cruel to their wives and beat them and be unkind to their children and be selfish and be ugly in every respect and become ungodly? Is there any law? Anywhere. Such far and wide, you scan the whole world, India, Japan, China, anywhere. Even in the communist societies there is no such law. But everyone is free to practice Islam. Now, do they practice Islam or not? When they are free to do it. This is the issue. If they do not practice Islam when they are free to it, what right have they got to demand that impose Islam upon us? Legislate the Quran into your laws and force us to say prayers 5 times a day. Force us not to tell lies, otherwise we will continue to tell lies. I mean, where is the logic in this? If a people are performing whatever Islam wants them to perform, the way Islam wants them to perform, everything, which relates to human life, and if they are godly, honest people doing whatever they can, and there are a few, 1 or 2 things which they cannot do. For instance, the laws pertaining, to certain punishments, for instance. All the Muslims can say is, we can't do that, in certain countries, and Islamic law is not full enforcement. But there are just 1 or 2 such things which they themselves do not like, in fact, to be imposed upon them. And there is a duality in the Muslims' character today, unfortunately. Is it the hue and cries only for the sake of cutting their hands? If this was the reason why they are demanding Sharia, so that the thieves' hands are cut, why don't they stop stealing? You see, stealing is everywhere. And the demand is, come and cut our hands. There's something crooked about it. In fact, the Sharia is something which is universal. This must be remembered. And it is universally applicable. Otherwise, the claim of Islam that it is a universal religion will be a false claim. This is the beauty of the Quran. It is applicable, but there are certain things which the Quran relates to the certain governments. Unless the governments take decisions, you can't interfere directly. So there is not your fault. But a large number, an overwhelmingly large numbers of Islamic injunctions can be practiced everywhere in the world. And those which you cannot practice, in fact, if you are true Muslims, they are not needed. This is the point which the people forget. They say, how can we cut the hand of the thieves among us? Don't steal. Where is the need? Why is it a compulsion? Why are we not flogged? The simple thing is that it doesn't harm your Islam. Don't do those things for which you should be proud. So Islam can be practiced in totality. This is what I'm trying to bring to your notice, you know. Everywhere, anywhere in the world. What else of Sharia do you want? In the question of inheritance, in every country you can will as you like. Why don't you will according to the Quranic law? If you don't, it shows that you are a liar. On the one hand you demand Islamic law, on the other hand when you can practice it, you don't practice it. Right? And because we are left with only 1.5 minutes, perhaps 2 minutes.
يقول أمير المؤمنين ردا على هذا السؤال أن كل إنسان يستطيع أن يقيم الشريعة، ولا توجد على الأرض دولة تمنع المسلمين عن اتباع الشريعة حتى في بلاد غير المسلمين. نحن هنا في بريطانيا في أوروبا أليست عندنا مساجد؟ ألا نصلي؟ هل هناك قانون يمنعنا أن نكون أمناء في تعاملنا، أو عندنا رحمة بالناس، أو نؤدي الحج، أو ندفع الزكاة، أو نرفق بأولادنا، أو نتخلص من الأنانية؟ يقول حتى المجتمعات الكافرة والشيوعية يمكن للإنسان الصادق أن يمارس كل تعليمات الإسلام على نفسه. إذا كان المسلمون أحرار، هل هم في الواقع يتبعون هذه الشريعة التي يريدونها؟ يقول إن الله سبحانه وتعالى لم يفرض علينا هذه الشريعة لنضعها على هيئة قوانين وننفذها في الناس قسرا. إذا قام الناس باتباع شريعة الإسلام وطبقوها على أنفسهم بقدر استطاعتهم فقد أقيمت شريعة الله. نعم هناك بعض قوانين العقوبات التي تقطع يد السارق، ولكن هذه مسائل منوطة بالحكومة. إذا لم تقم بها الحكومة فهذه ليست مسؤوليتك وليس تقصيرا من جانبك. ولكن لماذا يسرق المسلمون؟ لماذا تنتشر فيهم هذه العادة؟ هل هم يريدون أن يطبقونها على أنفسهم لتقطع أيديهم؟ فليتوقفوا هم عن السرقة ولا تكون هناك حاجة لتطبيق هذه القوانين. الواقع أن الشريعة الإسلامية شريعة عالمية تطبق في بلاد الإسلام وفي غير بلاد الإسلام، وتصلح للتطبيق في كل مكان وفي كل زمن، وإلا تكن غير صالحة لذلك. فيجب أن يكون الإنسان أمينا مع نفسه ويطبق الشريعة على نفسه هو بنفسه، وعندئذ تزول هذه المشكلة. إذا لم يكن هناك قانون الوراثة، لماذا لا تكتب أنت إذا لم تفعل ذلك وتركتها لحكومة غير مسلمة فأنت تكون مخالفا للشريعة، لأن بيدك أن تكتب وصية ويعمل بها وتطبق أنت الإسلام.
جزاكم الله.